And I'm live and in the dark. Someone's here already. Happy Monday. Good evening. We don't have an actual premiere tonight, clearly, because you're looking at me live. Taking the long way home. I'm going to be taking the back way. And while doing so, I figured I would just talk about this year, this whole past year in review here of this channel of mushrooms, Mr. Jeff, and what we had going on this year. Some of the ups, some of the downs. And if I've got any of my close friends or colleagues that jump in the chat, I'll be looking for you to shout you out. I can mention by name right now. I'll be looking out for Shroom Day. I'll be looking out for Mr. Chubby Hubby. There's a few others that hop in the chat quite a bit. Those two were my moderators. But if they hop in, of course, I'll be loving their input and feedback because I'm driving. But we had a lot to talk about this year, guys. Hey, good evening. I see we got a couple here in the live. I'm in the dark. I need to turn a light on for y'all. Hold on. Let me see what I can do about this. Try to get some kind of lightage. I don't even know if I can drive like this, but hey, there we go. Why not? Heck yeah. I mean, pretty soon I'm going to be on the mountain anyway, so that little bit of light ain't going to hurt nobody. So, do we got anything in the chat, guys? Nobody's in the chat, just somebody lurking. Good evening, happy Monday. If I get some people in the chat here, we'll start some discussion. We had a lot going on this year. I definitely picked up on the mushroom chemistry videos, if you hadn't noticed. Shoot, did I make a wrong turn? I might have made a wrong turn, but hey, here we go. We'll figure this out. Something looks off about this road. But happy Monday. It's actually quite warm. December, one of the final days of fall, heading into winter 24, 25. There's still mushroom hunting to be done too, guys. Yeah, I made a wrong turn. I'm in a freaking cul-de-sac here. So, we'll figure this out, like I said. Man, I made it this far. Of course we're going to figure this out. Who do we got? Hey, there's some blue lettering. That tells me I've got a friend and colleague here. Is that Shroom Day? Happy Monday. Welcome. I'm glad you're here because you can help with the chat. I'm actually driving, and I'm just going to be rambling on about this year in review. Some of the things that I covered in the mushroom chemistry videos. I'm just talking about mushroom hunting, winter foraging. This was a wild year. Wild in the sense of I was not in the woods near as much as I have in the past few years. Other opportunities were in front of me, and I jumped on them. And some of them were not necessarily affording me the time or opportunities to get in the woods like I'm accustomed to. But I ran with it. So definitely chomping at the bit to get in the woods. You know what? The way I wanted to take is not happening. I'm just going to take a different way at this point. Because I don't even know where I'm going. I mean, I know where I'm going, but I don't know where the other way that I wanted to go is. So, we're done with it. Let's cut through this town. Just trying to take the back ways as much as possible. We'll go through this little town here. Then we'll go up a mountain, down a mountain, through another small town, to another town. Going all over the map. So, alright. I got a stop sign with nobody behind me. I'm about to find out what y'all are saying here in the chat. Because I know my friend Shroom Day is sitting in here. Yes, good evening, everyone. Where are we headed? I guess I answered that, kinda. I didn't want to give away too many details. But, I can say this. I'm not in Latrobe. I'm not in Johnstown tonight. We're not heading to the lab. We're actually heading to the top of a mountain, but I got to go up a mountain, down a mountain, through a few towns before I get there. It's kind of like the final full moon, even though it was yesterday. It's still full-ish tonight. So we're going to head up on top of a mountain. And to those that from the West Coast, from the Rockies, or from over there in Asia in the Himalayas, don't judge. This is all we got for mountains. I know our mountains aren't hardcore, but they ain't flat, at least. And they're good for mushroom hunting, so I'll take it. All right, we're back on course. There you go. I'm trying to read. Sorry. What's that say? No moon. Don't be telling me that. Oh, no moon there, where you're at. What you got, overcast? Give me a minute here, guys, as I get up to my next turn here. Like I'm holding up traffic or anything, especially with me trying to figure out what y'all are saying to me. But if you're here to talk about mushrooms, especially what we discussed this past year on my videos. Covered a lot of different mushroom chemistry. Covered mushrooms that'll kill you, mushrooms that'll wish you were dead. Talked about some anti-cancer medicines coming from certain mushrooms, like all kinds of stuff. So if there's something that piqued your interest, you want to discuss further or whatever. There was somebody that left a comment on that Church of Silomethoxin video that I did. It sounded like they attend that church or something. They're like trying to tell me to give it a try. Why would they tell me that unless they've tried it and unless they're doing that with the church? So if that's the case, I want to get in touch with somebody from the... Oh, am I losing signal? Am I still... Hey, let me know if I lose you guys somehow. Hopefully I don't. But it's not the problem that they may be many folks through their notion that you can give the mushrooms a compound in the substrate and it's going to spit out a brand new novel compound that's better than the original, than either original. It's like they claim that the silomethoxin kind of captures the best of both worlds with the magic mushroom compound psilocin and the 5-MeO-DMT found in the toad, right? So, hey, if we want to talk about that, leave a comment. Just leave. Said she could feed her family for a week. No joke. 11-pound mushroom. And those that are into foraging or mushroom hunting, you could probably guess what species, what type of mushroom it would be for it to be 11 pounds, right? So, hey, no one's behind me. Let me go ahead and see if I can get us some better view of this chat. What do we got here? I'm back. You're talking about my connection. going to say, yeah, I'm back. I don't think I left, but I guess I did in my connection. Oh, shoot. It's just me and you, Shroom Day. But yeah, about that cinemathoxin. The woman that commented on the video, her comments make you believe that she's part of this group. So I didn't comment back because I didn't want to just comment back. I wanted to formulate an idea that would be a good comment back, because honestly, I'd like to get in touch with somebody from that community, possibly. Maybe she's listening now. Hey, if you're out there and you're in that community, or you attend the Church of Cinemathoxin, or I know that's not its name proper, but you all know what I'm channel. And not just from the skeptics, perspective, but I give you the voice to say what y'all have to say. I'm going to say what I have to say, of course. But I think it would be for worthy dialogue to have you on, whoever that might be. Especially if I can get a scientist from that church to come on. Climbing the mountain. We are up here. Shoot, this truck, 327,000 miles. What's that say? 11-pound mushroom. Yeah. Take a guess. Take a guess what kind it was. 11-pound mushroom. Said she could feed her family for a week off that mushroom. Which, I don't know. She must have a small family, because I could be down in a couple pounds of mushroom a day. I'd have that mushroom consumed in less than a week by myself. Just saying. Any takers? Any guesses? Here we go. No idea what kind of mushroom. When I say it, and it's typically, like, I'm eating it in December though. But the mushroom I speak of is giant puffball. It comes in about the size of a volleyball or a soccer ball. But 11 pounds. It must have been a really big one. I'm guessing, yeah, extremely big for even being a giant puffball. And you could take those giant puffballs. You can not thinly slice them, but you can slice them into, like, think of the thickness of a pizza crust, and actually load it up with toppings and bake it in the oven. Bake the get it to the consistency you'd want, season it even, and then throw some toppings on it, throw some cheese on that. Don't forget your sauce, of course, but load that up like a pizza and put it back in the oven. Get that thing good. I'm going to fire this back up when I get on the other side of the mountain. I think this is going to be bad for a few minutes. Okay, we'll play it by ear. But I may have to reboot the whole live all over again, and I'm down for that. Especially if I got Shroom Day with me. I don't want to just dip out after 10 minutes. That's some bullshit-taki. All right, it looks like I'm on top of the mountain now. All good from here. Yep, we're going downhill. Hopefully my brakes hold up. You know they're going to hold up. We didn't get 327,000 by not taking care of what needed to be taken care of. Although, if you've seen this truck, and I know Shroom Day's seen my truck, it looks like somebody drove the thing through the woods. Like it's got scratches, scrapes, door handles popped off, mirror popped off, dents, dings, bumper bent. You think somebody drove this thing straight up through the woods on top of a mountain, and you'd be right, because that's exactly what happened. One day on a mountain did like all the damage. Other than the bumper was from a deer years ago. But all the scrapes and dents on the sides, both sides, was from one trip, a couple hours on top of a mountain, off-road. There was no trail. I was off-trail. And now it's got all its scars. So it's kind of like memories. Every time I get in my truck, I'm reminded of that day. All right, you're probably commenting down here. Let me catch up with you. Here we go. Okay, it says, oh, I'm back again. Good. Yeah, I think as I was coming over the mountain, it was cutting in and out. I lost it a few times. I kept trying again and again. I think we're back again. Hey, I see there's a couple others joining possibly. Good evening. Happy Monday. I'm coming down the backside of a mountain. Some of the things we definitely kicked up the mushroom chemistry and the fungi facts videos this year. So, 24 on the YouTube channel, I can tell you that. There's going to be. I made no promises here. But I may do the thing that be cut out again. But I may be subdividing some of the things that I do into multiple. Maybe. It kind of depends on what as far as or the things we're to do. We can't do it alone is what I'm saying. So as Mr. Jeff expands as a channel, as a brand, opportunities may arise where then I can subdivide and then if you come to the channel, you're here for the mushroom grow tutorials and you want to learn how to grow mushrooms under your bed. Well, then there'll be that channel for that. And likewise, for those that are just into foraging, mushroom education, and having fun in the woods. I'm going to read the last thing you said. Hey, we got Loving Dean, the God Machine. Welcome, sir. I'm trying to read the chats here. I got 380. Dude, you got me beat. Oh, my. You got me beat by about 50,000. That's nothing to shake shiitake at. I thought I was going down the mountain. I'm climbing back up another ridge here. Hold on. If I ever get to my other destination, I should be in a good signal area when I get there. And just a FYI, I'm probably 15 minutes away, something like that. I don't know. How long have I been doing this chat with y'all? Shoot, I've been doing this chat for 20 minutes? Well, if that's the case, yeah, I'm probably 10 minutes away, I think. But I've been driving kind of slow. I've been putzing too. Nobody's in front of me, nobody's behind me, and it's up in the mountain. And I'm chatting on my phone, so I'm definitely not trying to fly around these corners and stuff. Children, don't try this at home. Children shouldn't be driving anyway. Children shouldn't even be on my channel anyway. Go to bed, kids. All right. Hey, let's get back to the chats. Loving Dean, the God Machine, I want to welcome you as well. All right. Hey, for the two of y'all, I'm just up here talking mushroom shiitake. Hey, I got a question for you, and even if it's just for you, Shroom Day, but for anybody, if Loving Dean's still here and anybody else that jumps in, of all the videos that you've watched on the channel, and of course, with over 500 videos, with some of them just being redundant marketing ploys and bull crap, like a lot of my YouTube shorts can be at times. Them aside, what's y'all's favorite video? The video you love the most? Out of curiosity. Of course, I don't expect you to know them all. But maybe there was a video that jumped out at you this year or in a year past or whatever. And you're like, yeah, I dig that video. What video did you really enjoy? Was it one of the videos that I showcased somebody else? For example, the video I did showcasing the Guinness World Record marathon freestyler fungi flows back in February. Or maybe you enjoyed the fungi facts video and your favorite one was the one I did on, whatever. Just putting my feelers out there for y'all. What's your favorite video on my channel? Don't tell me it's the music. I won't believe you. Heck, I did most of the music videos, by the way, the ones where I'm just singing while driving. That's just me putting energy out there. I'm not even trying to be good at it. I'm just doing the thing that you gotta do. What am I trying to say? You know the motto from Nike, just do it? So sometimes you got to just go out there and do something that you don't feel good about, you don't feel good at, you don't think you're good at or whatever. Sometimes you just got to be crazy. Just put it out there. And however you find that in you, do it. Whatever that thing might be. My head's shaved, so I can't let my hair down. Yeah, I let my beard grow out, but just go out there and be goofy. Find a way to do that. And I found an outlet, and that was me singing on my YouTube channel. Songs that I actually had to learn. Like songs I didn't even know. But I was like, you know what? People ain't going to expect this. So I just said I'm going to do it because of that unexpected factor. They don't expect this. I'm just going to throw this garbage out there. It's kind of like it's practice. It's practicing for bigger things. I don't know what I have in store, or I have ideas, but I don't know exactly where this is. I didn't put a ceiling on this. There's no lid on this. So even though I have ideas, this channel could go past that, of course. And with that comes me practicing for wherever this may take me. And as the months go by, I may take up acting classes or courses and learn how to be a better actor so I can be better at this goofy YouTubing stuff. Because I do want to see this thing take off. And I know that I bring a high energy, but it's still low budget. And we want to go past that. We want to take this to bigger heights in 2025. See this channel go from being the fledgling channel that it's been to something that's like, wow, people are looking forward to the next video coming out on Mr. Jeff's channel. So, hey, we got a couple other people tuned in here. Welcome. I'm just kind of musing here, talking about the future, but I'd love to talk about 2024 in review on my channel, particularly with like my fungi facts videos. Was there a particular one you watched this year that you were like, hey, I like that video, I want to see more videos like that one? Or maybe there was an old video I did where I was in the woods, or one of the videos where I may have showcased something else going on in the mushroom community, like Myco Fest. I did a video on that. Man, I have footage. I actually have a couple hours worth of footage of two things. Philly Golden Teacher, a Myco colleague from Philadelphia. I've got footage of him and I at a state park just talking, just chatting as we're walking, talking about his channel and stuff. And I also have footage of me visiting Hummelstown, Pennsylvania, where I was showcasing in the footage. I'm showcasing buffed cordyceps. Really good footage, good talk, good showcasing of all the stuff they got going on. And I did not put it out on my channel. And I still have this footage. The reasons I didn't want to put it out is because, well, number one, for me to do Philly Golden Teacher, I had to adjust his voice, change the pitch on it, and make sure his face wasn't in camera. So there was a lot of editing that I wasn't ready for. And then kind of like concepts, I'm like, man, I've got good footage. I don't want to do this injustice. And here's the thing. I'm doing my YouTube channel off my cell phone, including the footage of those guys that I picked up this year. And here I am trying to make a high quality video with low equipment. And I would even say with mediocre at best editing skills. Shoot, mediocre doing that justice. I have crappy editing skills. So I play it up on my channel. I just run with it as raw unedited. But these videos that I want to put out next year and beyond, I want them to be edited. I want them to be better quality, something juicier for the audience to enjoy. And I think the people that I bring on my channel are worthy of that. Because I definitely want to bring on people in the Myco community that really kick ass. I'm talking just in the state of Pennsylvania. This is the mushroom capital of the world, baby. We got lots of people in the state of PA that are doing their thing, raising the vibration on mushrooms and getting people excited about that. Whether it's fungi flows in Pittsburgh, Mike really made it out to Cali, but he still got his roots here. He started this whole thing in right outside Harrisburg, and many others. I'm just naming a couple. So there's a lot going on in the state, and I want to showcase that. I think it deserves the showcasing. Mushrooms are more than trending. They're the future. I know that sounds so cliche. I don't think you guys understand. There is a high demand for everything from innovative building materials to novel medications and different therapies that fungi have an answer to. We've just scratched the surface of it, but there's not enough research, number one. But who's out there to find these mushrooms and get the specimens? Who's devoting the time? Who's donating the research facilities and funding and energy, the time commitments, all this kind of stuff? I'm just saying. You guys know, if you've been on my channel for any length of time, my favorite mushroom right now is the birch polypore. For many reasons. One of them being the fact that it's got this awesome consistency that when dehydrated creates this super dense foam-like consistency. Super dense, like the densest styrofoam. You can barely break it with your hands. I can take a mushroom that's not even an inch thick, maybe a half-inch thick piece of the mushroom dehydrated, and try to snap it in half. And the mushroom's tensile strength, when it's dehydrated, is crazy for its size and for its weight, because it's super lightweight like styrofoam when it's dehydrated. These mushrooms are like 90% water. So the actual consistency, the physical properties that it gets from its whatever matrix, the protein complex that's interwoven. I know it's a mixture. You got chitin, you got polysaccharides, you got different peptide groups in there, and proteins. All this forms the structures of these mushrooms, and each mushroom has its own profile, like its own fingerprint, I guess, where one mushroom cap is going to have a different consistency than another. So it's species specific. One species may have a quality about it that could afford us a particular building material quality. Like this would make great insulation versus another mushroom material. Or another mushroom fruiting body, which when dehydrated might form something else that's not used as insulation per se, but some other kind of structural material. And the chemical components in these mushrooms, I've discovered just in all this reading this year, some of these chemical compounds can be used from everything from like protection from UV radiation. But I'm not talking about in us, I'm talking about adding it to paint. Imagine adding some of these compounds to paints as coatings to protect buildings and vehicles, boats, whatever, from UV damage. That's just one thing I'm pulling out of the air right now, guys. I'm kind of giving you a little taste of some of the novel things that can be done with mushrooms and the non-medical. As we as a human species, in my opinion, need to steer away from our current love affair and attachment to petroleum-based products like plastics that we make that are going to be very difficult to get rid of, except, see how this goes full circle? Except fungi could be the answer to get rid of the problem of plastics too. So, just the potential here, guys. I want to explore that more on my channel going into next year too, in the fungi facts. I know I hit hard on like the medical stuff, but I really think there's some exciting things to share on the non-medical, like I just talked about, and it'll still allow me to scratch that itch of chemistry. I can talk about chemistry in a new way, a new light, like a non-medical way. So, just putting that out there. Hey, I made it. I'm actually at Sheets in Donegal. So we are down here before I head up to the other mountain. I got to get some fuel, guys. Has it just been us three, Shroom Day and Loving Dean? Because I got to catch up on the comments. Let me read up on what y'all are saying, guys. Oh man, you guys have been chatting. I appreciate the chat love too. I gotta get reading with you guys. Make sure I got some heat. Might turn that off. Turn this light off. I gotta add some fluid to this beast. Okay. All right, let's get in the chats here with y'all. All right. Any deep dive topics tonight? I missed the video earlier. I will go watch playback. No, you didn't miss a video. Excuse me. You didn't miss a video earlier. So tonight, because we're heading into like the holidays, we got Christmas and New Year's and stuff. And I'm trying to gear up to 2025 or for 2025. A lot on my plate with things I'm trying to get ready for this winter, with the YouTube channel and with my personal life, that I'm not trying to make video premieres for the next couple weeks. Doesn't mean I don't want to go live, but to go live takes zero preparation other than me just, going on the YouTube channel and saying I want to do a live. But to do an actual premiere video, I devote hours to that. Even those raw, unedited, bullcrappy videos that they are still take hours. Whether it's hours of studying, half the time is just studying, right? And getting reading, getting caught up to speed on what the literature that I'm reading is about. Sometimes I have to read one paper that leads me down a rabbit trail so I can understand what the paper I was reading initially was about. So I'll read further literature so I know what I'm talking about. Because mind you, I didn't go to college or go to school for a lot of this stuff, but I understand the language, so I'll read it and understand how it's written. I can read these papers. These are PubMed and PubChem research papers. But as I'm reading them, sometimes I'll read something and it'll talk about some metabolic pathway on the intermitochondrial matrix. And I'm like, what the heck are they talking about? So I got to go deep dive into exploring that so then I can better understand how that relates to the fungal article I'm reading, right? What was I even talking about here? So anyway, yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, so no video premieres because all the time spent. Spend a lot of time researching for a video that's 15 minutes long that takes me probably maybe 45 minutes to film from start to finish because I maybe I write more on the side of my truck or whatever, but there's a chunk of time devoted to the filming. There's a chunk of time then to the editing and then the uploading time, all done off my phone. So I'm spending possibly Monday afternoon doing all that. So it finally uploads to my channel with like 2 hours to spare for the premiere on Monday night. So that's kind of like my Monday's occupied for that. Well, I just wanted to not be, didn't want to be attached to such a commitment for the rest of this month. So until January, we're taking a hiatus. And we'll still be doing live, still keep in touch with you guys. I like the fact that I have a small, but I feel like a growing community of people that jump on the live that are starting to catch my vibe, and maybe we'll grow a little following. This could be fun, guys. Get it? That was a pun. All right. Anyway. Where are we at here? Still reading the chats. Sorry. You don't remember yesterday. Shoot. I don't remember what we're talking about. See, this is my problem with being so far behind in the chats. Now I don't remember what y'all were chatting about. Okay, so Loving Dean's saying that he really enjoys the foraging videos. I want to do some more winter foraging videos for y'all too. Would you guys like it if I had like the camera live while I'm going in the woods? Or is it too distracting and just... Would you prefer that I just catch footage when I finally find something and then be like, okay, capture this video footage, not as a YouTube short, but as a, widescreen cut, and then stack them and put them into one video as like my trip in the woods, February 20th, 2025. And it's just different cuts of that one day in the woods. This is all under, this is still under the category of low budgeting, this channel too, because it can always be done better. But under the current rules and regulations of the channel, we're talking either I do just edited clips of like, ooh, here's a mushroom. Ooh, there's a mushroom. Ooh, there's a mushroom. And just cut those together. Or I just go and let it all just roll. And I'm telling you, the only way we're really going to get good footage of Bigfoot is if I just let the camera roll. But you get a lot of boring footage that way. And if you go back on my channel, a lot of my foraging videos were that way. And I did so because I always thought in the back of my mind, you never know what you're going to see out here. Maybe a black bear or something. And I always wanted to have that opportunity to be able to snag it. But I also know that it makes for crappy video to have unedited videos like that. So for whatever, what do we got going on here? Oh, you're talking MycoFest, because I see something about August. Somebody mentioned MycoFest, I'm guessing. Hopefully I can meet Yins at the festival. Yins, you must be from the Pittsburgh area with comments like that. Yins. That's what they say out in these parts. I'm clearly not even from these parts, although these parts are amazing. But I say you guys or y'all. Or maybe y'all guys. Shoot. You enjoyed the Fungi Flows video? So back when I started my channel too, now, or not when I started the channel, when I really pushed the mushrooms though on the channel, I was doing my vlogging and there was some editing. I'd have B-roll footage. I'd switch the camera over to myself, commenting on myself. And there was a few times that I got a little carried away and I'd be like commenting on commenting of commenting. It was just me being silly. But 2025, I want to have videos where it'll be like those old school vlog videos as well. So I might be filming and then it cuts to another like B-roll footage of me commenting like I did on the Fungi Flows video. Although I didn't do a lot of cutting in on that video because it wasn't really I was showcasing somebody else. But on videos where it's just me, I'll definitely be cutting in on myself. And in doing so, I'd like to introduce some new ideas and character elements to my channel. So stay tuned for that too. I don't want to give it away completely, but I want to say that I'll be dabbling with more editing and some character elements, we'll say. So, all right, let's get back to my chat here. We got more going on. I'm probably way behind in the chat here. Oh, you're kind of commenting on what I was talking about with the building materials and such. I see that. Yeah, replacing styrofoam. Not only are there mushrooms, and fungi being bred to be able to digest these compounds like polystyrene and other plastics, other polymers, your polypropylenes and polystyrenes, polyethylenes. I don't know where they've taken it completely. I know they've worked on things like black trash bags, successfully having species digest black plastic trash bags. So it's happening. And as the science grows, it's like we got two sciences. We got two sciences that are going to converge here. The science of them studying which fungi can eat the bad plastics. And then you got the science of them studying which fungi could be the next building materials, the next plastic replacement materials, right? So fungi are involved in this two times, and this is coming from maybe different universities or different researchers doing this independent of each other. But as these all work, when it comes to technological advances, you pull from all these sciences. You get all this knowledge, and it can all go together. It's like a television. A television is multiple sciences it took to create a television. And in our future is going to be multiple fungal science applications combined to form some pretty badass stuff, I imagine. Shoot, where are we at here? Oh, I see Chernobyl here in the chat. Okay, if it's true or not, or I don't know if it's true or not, but I seen something about some fungi that was found in Chernobyl that is consuming gamma radiation. Would be a cool video if it's real. Hey, I did that video. I kind of did the video. I could have went deeper on it, but I definitely touched on it in the video. It's something about where I talk about fungi and humans photosynthesize. And I think the video thumbnail is like black and white, and it says he lost his mind. Or I think he lost his mind. Talking about me, of course. I may have lost my mind, guys, because I'm thinking that melanin can actually do what chlorophyll does with plants in a similar, an analogous way. Not in an exact way, but in a way that would be analogous to like plants producing energy from the sun. We could too, using melanin, because these Chernobyl fungi are producing energy from absorbing photons, high energy photons, gamma radiation, and turning that into energy. They're not just like growing despite the radiation not killing them. No, they're thriving in the environment without sunlight. They're thriving as if that is their source of life and vitality. Freaking Incredible Hulk molds going on inside these reactors. But yeah, I talk about that in the video. So yeah, I did touch on that. Go back and check that video out. It's in the Fungi Facts playlist on my channel, and it's probably back, I don't know, maybe a month ago. That's a kind of recent video I did. I think it was about a month ago. So I encourage you to check that one out. And we've been going for 50 minutes, which I'm fine with. That's awesome. We've got 3 of us here. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up, third person. I see 2 thumbs up, but 3 in attendance. All right. What's going on here? It's been some others popping in and out. Okay. Well, I always welcome new people. They gave us the thumb up. Thank you much. Welcome aboard. You can leave a comment in the chat, or maybe you did, and I'm just not that far. Mr. Chubby Hubby's here. Maybe it was you. I'm just now scrolling down further to see there's a third person here in the chat, so welcome. I'm just behind. Hell yeah, love walks through the woods are always awesome. Even if you don't find anything, just seeing what's happening out in nature is always nice. Are you talking about like an unedited, just camera rolling? Because they can be boring. Nobody wants to sit through 40 minutes and then it was all like, it was good for 2 minutes. And that 2 minutes was 25 minutes into a 40-minute video. So I could do better, and especially if I improve my brand in the channel as a whole. What would be nice is if I had a channel that was devoted to just the woods, and I could have full-length videos, unedited. Then I could go back and also take that footage and edit it down into YouTube shorts, smaller clips. And I could also make medium-sized content that's like 5-minute clips of the bigger video. So I could break it down in multiple sizes. And that could be one channel, just that. So there's ideas. But a lot of this, I'm not going to just start those channels and just say, let's branch this out and do this, and this. If I don't have the equipment or the wherewithal, resources to commit to doing such. So that's why we're keeping it low budget, high energy like it is right now. We're running it with what we got, but I got to keep it kind of pulled back on the reins here. I can't just let it go full bore yet. I'm not ready to. Or rather, the circumstances aren't ready for it at this moment. I'm ready. I'm ready when it's ready. When it shows up, we're pulling the trigger on these things. Which I guess I can share this because it's 2024's reality and news regarding my channel. I want to put this out there, but I'm saying this with some anonymity with those involved. But I put a proposal out there that would definitely expand this channel. So what I'm talking about, I put it out there for this to happen. I'm not just, I'm not just wishing. We put in a lot of work, a lot of time, thousands of hours of both out in the woods and also just studying, right? A lot of time's been put into this. Um, and I'm just ready for 2025 to watch this take off. But it doesn't take off unless you pull the trigger. Sometimes doing this and watching this baby grow, it's kind of a two-part system. There's a lot of treading water. There's moments where it's like I have to be patient and wait. Just treading water. And it gets old. And then there's other moments where, okay, it's not time to tread water. It's time to take action. Now we got to pull triggers. Now we got to go. Go time. And you only have these small windows to do these things, but you know when it's time to do these things because when it happens, it's like right there, oh, gotta go, gotta do this, see ya. And then when those opportunities are done, then it might be back to treading water again until the next one. So, I mean, that's the way I can describe it in my mind. I don't know. Shoot, let me get in the chats here. Hey, Mr. Chubby Hubby, I see you. Good to see you join us tonight. I'm kind of just rambling about the year in review and how the channel has gone. Some of the things, the ups and the downs along the way. Those that are here in the chat, I already know. Shroom Day, you know firsthand because we had personal talks at Michael Fest and such. So I know you know about how this year's gone for me personally, even. Just mentioning that out here. Who else we got in the chat? It's the same three, right? If we got anybody else that jumps in here, feel free to shout out in the chats. I'm blowing past a lot of chat here to get caught up. All right. I see you mentioned it can eat petroleum. I would imagine it could soak up other types of oils and fats. Yeah. So when it comes to like the fungal kingdom, that's a big kingdom. I want to say it's way broader than the animal kingdom. And if you think of the animal kingdom, you're talking everything from butterflies to blue whales, right? The range is just off the charts from difference to difference. The fungal kingdom is probably tenfold that, and that might be an understatement. But the variance in life forms in the fungal kingdom, we just think they're all these, things that are just running through the ground as mycelial roots in soil. It's not that simple. From yeast to molds to larger multicellular basidiomycetes like your big mushrooms and polypores, right? There's a huge difference in some of their diets. You've got ones that love eating dead wood, cellulose. You got ones that love eating the lignin in trees, like the heartwood. You've got yeasts that love sugar, straight up sugar, right? That's why you get beer and wine and bread and all that. You've got yeast that like fats, lipids on the surface of your skin and your scalp that don't care about sugar in the same sense that other yeast like Candida does. You've got freaking molds eating gamma radiation. From eating wood to eating gamma radiation. What's going on here, guys? You've got this huge, vast diversity in metabolisms and diet choices. It's wild. And like we see in the chats talking about petroleum and oils and fats, for sure. If there is a substance, like let's say an organic substance, if there's an organic substance, it can probably be broken down and metabolized by some sort of fungal organism on this planet. Something. I mean, I'm making a blanket statement, of course, and it's probably false, but you get my point. They're capable. The thing is, all science is we're slowly pulling back a curtain on what's already there. The fungi are laughing at us because they've been doing this for however long. We're just starting to get caught up on the fact that they've been doing it. It's not like the fungi are now starting to do these things. No, mankind has created novel compounds that didn't exist. And they're like, oh, we got these things. Oh, let's pull out these enzymes and break them down. We can break down just about anything, but it's only new because the humanity and us creating the new products, the new garbages for them to break down. That's the new part. The fungi and their abilities are not new. They can flex that capability as something they've been doing for however long they've been around. Fungi are the terraformers. They can break down rocks. They turn these mountains into soil. They just don't do it on a time frame that we can even imagine. We might be the dumb ones on the planet. And even the brightest, even the ones with the most sense of nature, and what I'm referring to is those who are of the indigenous sorts primarily, with things like where they would talk about having a give a shitness, a care about 7 generations down the road. That's something that in modern civilization, we don't even care about the next generation. Yet there was a people who did care about generations that they'd never meet. And yet, fungi are out here terraforming for generations upon generations that they don't even know exist, or do they? Like, the purposes behind their actions are so beyond what we think about doing that it's almost like they've got game plans that are in the thousands, if not millions of years. Now, maybe I'm giving them an intelligence that's not fair, but what is intelligence, guys? Is intelligence merely the way we perceive cognition and understanding? Or is there more to intelligence? Because it's funny that all these non-human things out in the woods that I come across, plants, fungi, microorganisms alike, they all know what the hell they're doing. They don't forget. They have their own rhythms, circadian and otherwise, and they follow their processes and systems like clockwork. So that to me is intelligence of the finest. Sorry, that was me rambling for a moment there. I do that from time to time. How we doing here, guys? Man, I appreciate you guys, the faithful few sticking around. We're an hour into this. I'm probably going to get off here because I'm sitting at a gas station. But I'm enjoying these chats because I feel like there's a lot of things that have been on my chest I haven't shared necessarily with folks. Sharing this is good for me. It allows me to formulate into words things that I've had in my brain. Getting to put it out there and share it, and maybe even get some feedback and see what you guys think of these ideas. I know some of them can be a little bonkers. They don't teach you these things in school. All right, man, I'm still on the petroleum comment. Let me scroll down. You guys are chatting away, and I love it. Beer, wine, and brandy. That's probably what that and brandy comment was about. Guaranteed. Slow and methodical. I am slow and melodious. Totally different. Man, hey, we're on all kinds of rabbit trails in these comments, but I love it. You guys are just chatting it up with each other, too. I'm guessing the slow and methodical is referring to the fungi and their terraforming. The original Minecraft. Oh, man. Which, by the way, for the few that are here, did you know Minecraft is the biggest selling video game of all time? I was kind of blown away by that because I'm old school. When I think of like a classic top-selling video game, I'm thinking Mario. I'm thinking Super Mario Brothers with the Mushroom Kingdom, right? No, that's not the number one. Minecraft has surpassed all that. So, just thought I'd throw that little fun fact out there. Yeah, thank fungi for cheese too. Man, that just sounds good, by the way. Can you imagine? That's something we got to do on my channel too, guys. Sorry. We got to do something like that on my channel where I'm doing mushroom cooking and recipe videos. I have a couple on my channel, but I haven't done them consistently. They don't even have to be wild mushrooms. Although doing them with wild mushrooms is just another element, an aspect to it that just kicks ass. But doing mushroom cooking videos and showcasing different ideas. Get this one. Imagine from scratch mushroom mac and cheese, where we're actually making the cheese sauce with using a bechamel sauce as our base and adding some delicious cheeses to it. Maybe a little bit of dill. Throw in some delicious mushrooms that have been pre-roasted, by the way. You put them in there. Yeah, that's your meal. You're done. That's all you need. Man, I want some now. Roasted mushrooms tossed into some homemade mac and cheese from scratch, guys. I'm serious. That would be amazing. I want to do videos like that because when I'm doing the things that I'm passionate about and cooking, I love cooking. Shoot, get me in the kitchen with some mushrooms. We're going to be eating good, kids. Oh, man. Yeah, we got to do videos like that. Shout out, by the way. You go back and check out this video. It's not in a Fungi Facts playlist. It's not in any playlist, I don't think, unless it's in my vlog playlist. But a video I did with Gabor. You may or may not know who Gabor is from a couple years ago on my channel, even and stuff. We got a few videos with him, mushroom hunting with me and stuff. But we did a recipe together. This badass multiple mushroom cream of mushroom soup that we made from scratch. We even threw in some authentic Hungarian spices and Hungarian bacon because he's from Hungary. So and we were both hungry after making that. So we made some good soup, made a video. We put the soup inside these giant bread bowls too. These are like some bread bowls that would feed a family. We each made our own though, filled them up. So that was good times. Go check out that video for inspiration on what to do with some good mushrooms. I think there was either 6 or 7 mushroom species we used in the recipe, including birch polypore, baby. All right, I'm reading comments here. I gotta squint my eyes to kind of read the screen because I'm blind. Mushroom mac and cheese. Why have I never done this? Well, you're about to. Just saying. Because especially if you're using like a bold cheese. I'm not talking Kraft mac and cheese. I'm talking like some bold cheeses. Sharp cheddars. Or even something you could even use what's the one I'm thinking of? Oh shoot. Do a mac and cheese with Swiss and mushrooms and Swiss, right? But I think you want to go with a strong flavored cheese that would go good. Parmesan goes good with mushroom. You could do multiple cheeses. You can mix and match it to your liking, but the mushrooms are going to go good with it, especially if you roast the mushroom. Like you could dry roast the mushroom in an oven tray, throw it under the broiler, watch it for a minute or two. Get the water out of the mushrooms is the key, right? You want to get the water out of the mushrooms. You're going to then allow it to get cooked a little bit. And the sugars in the mushroom will start to caramelize and do all their reactionary, cooking science stuff that they do. You're going to get some bold ass flavors coming out of these mushrooms. And the thing is, you don't have to have big chunks of mushrooms to get this big flavor. You could even take, this is cheat code for folks that ain't trying to throw down a bunch of money. You can go to Walmart and get a blue tub, your white button mushrooms, roast them on a tray in the oven. Do the same thing. Get some mushroom flavor, boldness, and then thinly shred them up. Get them really tiny, like little slivers, and mix that in. And you don't even have big chunks of mushrooms if mushrooms is not your thing, but you still want the flavor and you still want the delicious functional food quality of the mushrooms. Then just cut them up really tiny, like cheese grater them, so to say. Get them really small. What is it, julienne or slivered? I don't know. Sorry, reading comments again. Smoked Gouda. Yeah, exactly. Get you some good strong cheese flavor. Yeah, that would be good. And you also got, because we're talking the mushroom kingdom here, guys, you got so many different types of mushrooms with different flavor profiles. So mushroom that might work over here might not work over there, but you get to try it out. Trial and error is how we learn this whole thing. This is how we get better with better recipes, is because some crazy guy got in the kitchen or some crazy lady got in the kitchen. Is like, what happens if I put black trumpets in with smoked Gouda? Or what if I put, I got these pink oysters I roasted, very bacon-esque, and I throw those in with some, what is that, pimento cheese, or not pimento cheese, like some pepper jack, right? So who knows? You guys get to play around with this. We all do. But let's have fun. Let's be passionate about these things we do with the mushrooms, because out of the passion comes the creativity, and out of that creativity is going to come some new stuff. It's like, man, why didn't we think of this before, right? This is where it comes from. It's about having fun. Sometimes you got to learn the rules before you can break them. So learn, that's, like I was talking about earlier, if I learn how to act, I can do a better job on my YouTube channel. Never stop growing. Learn how to cook better. Maybe cooking's not your thing. Take up a cooking class. Study different elements of cooking and baking. The principles. When you get the principles down, you understand why you do what you do. Then you don't have to go off the rules anymore. The recipes fly out the window. Who cares about a recipe? You understand the principles. Now you get to pluck around in the kitchen. And you know what I'm talking about if you've been around someone like your grandma who's been cooking for 45 plus years, 50 years or more. She ain't cracking a recipe book. She already knows her way around. She knows what she's doing. She uses the eyeball test. She uses her finger, tastes it, sticks it in. Yep, that's right. So that's how we get to the point where we get to have fun with these things, is because we put in the practice. We learn how to cook. We learn how to bake. And on top of that, then you get to play around, because you understand the principles. Then you can add on, oh, let's try this. We already know these work. Well, let's see what happens when we do this. Isn't that what science is? Plucking around and finding out? It's science in the kitchen. All right. I vote for more cooking videos. Thank you. Yeah, I want to see that happen too. We have a Sheetz here in Michigan. What? No. Sheetz is in Michigan? You know I'm from Michigan, Mr. Chubby Hubby? I didn't know if you knew that or not. Far downstate. Where? Down by like Monroe or something? Yeah, I'm from Michigan originally. You were born in Michigan too? All right, just for roll call, let's state our hometowns. in the comment section. Go ahead and put your hometown, Michigan or otherwise. Maybe you're not from Michigan, but you have a hometown you want to represent. You want to holler them out. My hometown is not where I was born, but it's where I spent most of my days as a child and as an adult. And that was Port Huron, Michigan. The redneck capital of Michigan. About an hour north of Detroit. All right. What else we got? Who else is from Ypsilanti? Okay. Ypsi. Born in Traverse City and grew up in Leland, Michigan. All right. I'm loving it. Born in Ann Arbor. Go Blue. But we moved to Pittsburgh when I was 3. All right. Man, I told a story. Let me share this story with y'all. And this is something that I want to do on my channel too. I want to do more videos where it's me talking like mushroom stories. Whether it's old stories, new stories, sharing the news, whatever. But I want to do more journalistic, just telling you guys tales. I got one that I shared in a video. It's a video in my Fungi Facts playlist. And it's not the recent video I did about how not to die, one simple trick, and how not to get killed by mushrooms. Not that one, but another video I did talking about deadly mushrooms and how not to die that I did back, almost 2 years ago. I think it was like 2 Februaries ago at this point. But in the video, I tell a story about a family in Ann Arbor, Michigan in the 1940s. I got the hiccup, sorry. But back in the 1940s, this family in Ann Arbor, they consumed some wild mushrooms and they all died. They ended up being, the mushrooms that killed them were Amanita phalloides, the death cat mushroom, or if it wasn't the death cat mushroom, it may have been its cousin, like another deadly Amanita, like an Amanita bisporigera. Or I don't think they'd be Verosa. I think it'd be bisporigera in Michigan. But like your destroying angel, right? Or death cap or destroying angel. But it was a deadly Amanita that killed this family. And the next year in the family's yard on that property, they're long gone at this point. New family moved into the neighborhood. But in a tree on the property, in a nook on, between the trunk and the branch, sprouted a little mushroom out, a white mushroom. And the people in the town thought they called it the ghost mushroom, like it was that family coming back. But that mushroom that grew from that tree was not a deadly mushroom. It was actually a delicious mushroom. Volvariella bombacina, the silky rosegill mushroom. But it's funny how, if you had somebody die on your street, your city block, it made the news. A family dies of eating deadly mushrooms, and then you saw a mushroom grow on their property that looked like the description of it. Rumors would start. You'd be watching out too, I'm sure. But this was the 1940s when they were still thinking that mushrooms were plants. A lot of folks didn't understand that mycology was its own thing, that the fungal kingdom was its own thing. So much to learn. We got so much to learn even in 2024, let alone the 1940s. But I shared that story in that video. I want to do more videos where I actually spend some time and some quality editing, where I can deep dive into some of the lore, we'll call it, mushroom lore. So, hey, for those that got to join me tonight, I want to say thank you. We got a little Michigan roll call. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm from Port Huron, but I was actually born way the heck up in the middle of nowhere, Michigan, in a small town, the smallest hospital in Michigan at the time, called Onaway. Not sure if you heard of that or not, but Onaway, Michigan, way the heck up there. So there you go. That's where the legend of Mr. Jeff started. Up in a remote remote parts of northern Michigan. Hey, you been to Onaway? Rock on. They got fireworks on the 4th of July up there at the high school, too. I don't know if they still do. Mind you, this was like some podunk town that's it's off the beaten path. You don't go through Onaway. You have to go to Onaway. Like you pass miles away from it if you're heading up 75 going up to like Mackinac or the bridge and such. So, but that's where this guy comes from, even though I call myself Pennsylvania's favorite. I'm originally from Michigan. The Woodlands restaurant is great. Man, you know more about the town than I do. I know this is all I know. I know that there's an office building in the town, like a one-story office building, that back in the 80s, the early 80s, was a hospital, a one-story hospital. It doesn't exist anymore. So anybody that's being born up there or whatever up in Onaway, they got to go to the nearest hospital, which might be Petoskey or Tower, or I don't know. Some town up there that's not Petoskey. So Sheboygan, maybe. There you go. Sheboygan, Michigan. Hey, I'm about to get off here. I want to say thank you for you guys joining me for tonight as kind of like I recapped, just musing about the different things that I'm looking forward to for next year and what we did this year. If we want to continue this chat, we're going to do it again next Monday and next Monday. I'm just not doing any premiere videos. This is just me resting as we ramp up for next year. So thank you again for joining tonight. And I'll say until next Monday night, let's do it. Let's have a fun week. Maybe I can catch some mushroom footage before then. But until next time, peace. And how do we turn this off? There we go.